Amid all the death and mayhem at Santa Fe High School, a remarkable story of a teenager who miraculously survived what could have been a fatal bullet wound. Santa Fe student Shubert was grazed by one of the bullets fired, not only survived, was back home on his parents' porch to talk about it.
It went in through the back of my head, just right, like kind of in the middle of the back of my head, and then came out right here.
What did doctors tell you about that injury?
They told me that this was the perfect scenario for getting hit in the head, and that if it would have done anything else than what it did, that I could be paralyzed. I feel lucky to be here, and I just wish this didn't happen. It shouldn't happen to anybody in that school. Nobody deserves that.
It's incredible. Right now, I'm joined by Lana Hall, who's an emergency room nurse who was one of the first to treat the wounded today, as well as Dr. Safi Madain. Lana, can you just walk us through what happened today, your experiences? Because I understand 8 people came through your medical center doors after the shooting.
Yes, sir. So shortly after we started our day, we were going through our normal routine of rounding on our patients, kind of stocking the rooms, getting them prepped for just the normal day-to-day ER. We got a call that there were people responding to the scene with an active shooter. Didn't actually get what was coming in as of that point, but we knew we needed to be prepared. Spoke with our leaders, the doctor that was on, Dr. Noye. At that time, he was there and kind of prompted the trauma team. He got all the trauma people involved. We started contacting blood bank. We called a nursing huddle for all the ER staff that was there. Kind of went into a Plan B mass casualty mode. Assigned people to trauma teams, trauma rooms, had everybody's role lined out prior to people arriving. We got the first wave of patients. It was 3 incoming, all gunshot wounds, 1 potentially really serious. The other ones were still had the potential, but we didn't know as exactly what type of gun or anything at this point. When they arrived, the trauma surgeon, Dr. Welsh, and I kind of assessed the people as they were coming through the ambulance bay and delegated where they needed to go, which team needed to see them, which one was the most appropriate, and just let the teams take it from there. First wave went through, our people stabilized them, downgraded them to other rooms, to the back of the nurses station to kind of declutter, and we're ready to roll with the next wave that came in.
And Lana, how are the patients doing tonight?
Well, I'm pleased to say everybody that came through here is doing well at this time. And we have one that's still a little critical, but she was able to come out of surgery. So we're happy for that.
Great.
We were able to discharge 6 of the 8 that came in within about an hour or 2 from their arrival.
And Dr. Madain, your hospital, it's a level 2 trauma center. I mean, did you ever imagine that you would have to handle something like this with this amount of people?
Absolutely. I mean, we never want to have another school shooting, but level 2 trauma centers are well equipped, just as equipped as level 1s, to handle mass casualties and pretty much any trauma that comes through. So we were prepared. We've been preparing for something like this for quite a while. We actually had a drill last week, and the incredible staff at Clear Lake Regional, the nurses, the techs, lab, radiology were all part of those drills every time. The incredible providers with Envision Healthcare were part of those drills. And unfortunately today we had to do it, but everything ran as planned.
And Lana, I mean, how are your colleagues holding up after everything today? I mean, it's one thing to do this drill, and thankfully you did do these drills, but to actually see these folks and to see these kids.
And my colleagues today were impressive. They were the most professional, calm in the state of chaos that was brought in. It could have been potentially a lot worse. Thankfully, it wasn't that came to us. But they were amazing and held their composure, treated everybody with empathy, got them in and out, stabilized quickly. They're just amazing. The team that I work with is incredible.